Hello, this is Jurmain Djalis with my news of the day, starting with reading about the Epstein files reports from different YouTubers, after which I will review a response of Tariq Nasheed about Deante cutting him with sharp words about his hateful group called FBA, supporting Trump in fighting against immigrants. Starting with reading a report of a YouTube video about the Epstein files and alleged Israeli involvement. This video is a political commentary and discussion segment from the channel The Young Turks. The speakers analyze recently released Epstein-related documents and argue that the material suggests possible connections between Jeffrey Epstein and Israeli intelligence. The tone of the video is emotional, confrontational, and strongly critical of mainstream media and government institutions. The presenters claim that Epstein was not only a wealthy criminal figure but also someone with political and intelligence connections. They repeatedly refer to emails, FBI documents, and unnamed confidential sources that allegedly mention links to Mossad and influential financial families. Throughout the discussion, they question why large news organizations are not giving more attention to these claims, and suggest that media outlets are deliberately avoiding the topic. A major theme of the video is distrust. The hosts express distrust toward governments, intelligence agencies, and corporate journalism. They argue that powerful interests protect certain narratives while ignoring others. The speakers also compare how different countries are covered in the news, suggesting that some nations receive harsher scrutiny than others. This comparison is used to support their belief that there is selective reporting and political bias. Another important element is the use of rhetorical questions and speculation. The presenters often ask what consequences there would be if certain allegations were proven true, while also acknowledging that some information is based on confidential or unverified sources. Even though they sometimes mention the need for verification, the overall tone leans toward suspicion and accusation rather than neutrality. The video also includes criticism of political figures and media personalities who continue to invite certain legal experts onto their shows. The hosts interpret this as a sign of protection or avoidance rather than balanced journalism. In addition, there is a brief commercial interruption, after which the discussion continues with similar themes of media silence and political influence. From a viewer's perspective, the video mixes factual references, opinion, and speculation. It appeals strongly to emotions such as anger and frustration, and it encourages the audience to question official narratives. However, because many claims rely on interpretation or secondary reporting, the content requires critical thinking and independent verification. In conclusion, the video functions less as a neutral news report and more as an opinion-driven analysis. Its main message is that powerful institutions may hide or minimize certain stories, and that viewers should remain skeptical and search for information themselves. The style is persuasive and provocative, aiming to spark debate rather than provide a balanced overview. My next news is Epstein Speaks. Reading a report about Jeffrey Epstein talking to Steve Bannon posted on DJ Vlad YouTube channel. This video presents a long-form recorded conversation between Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon, later uploaded by the DJ Vlad YouTube channel. The material is not structured like a traditional news interview with clear segments or editorial framing. Instead, it unfolds as an extended dialogue that blends personal storytelling, financial theory, philosophical reflection, and subtle image management. The atmosphere alternates between casual conversation and intellectual sparring, with both participants attempting to guide the direction of the discussion toward their own interests. Conversational dynamics. A key feature of the video is the power dynamic between interviewer and interviewee. Steve Bannon often adopts a direct and probing tone, asking questions that are designed to elicit personal insight or emotional reaction. Jeffrey Epstein, by contrast, frequently responds in abstract or intellectual terms, redirecting questions about personal morality or responsibility into broader discussions about systems, finance, or philosophy. This creates a noticeable tension. One participant seeks specificity and accountability, while the other leans toward generalization and detachment. The rhythm of the dialogue is uneven. At times, Bannon presses for concise answers, while Epstein responds with extended analogies or theoretical explanations. This mismatch gives the impression that each participant is pursuing a slightly different agenda. Bannon appears interested in exposing contradictions or gaining admissions, whereas Epstein seems focused on maintaining control over his narrative and presenting himself as intellectually superior or emotionally unaffected. Theme 1. Elite networks and social access. One of the central themes is Epstein's relationship with elite institutions and influential individuals. He references involvement with prestigious organizations, advisory boards, and academic circles. Rather than portraying these connections as social achievements, he frames them as outcomes of intellectual merit or financial expertise. He emphasizes technical skill and analytical thinking, suggesting that these qualities granted him access rather than wealth or status alone. Bannon's questioning challenges this framing. He repeatedly asks how someone with a background in trading and finance could move so easily into rarefied social and institutional circles. The implication is that access to elite networks is rarely based solely on merit. This back and forth reveals a broader social question about power structures. Are elite spaces governed by knowledge, money, influence, or hidden relationships? The conversation does not resolve this question but instead highlights its complexity. Theme 2. Finance, banking, and economic systems. A substantial portion of the interview centers on financial systems and economic theory. Epstein discusses concepts such as assets, liabilities, credit structures, and fractional reserve banking. He argues that most political leaders and members of the public do not truly understand how money circulates or how banking institutions function. According to his perspective, economic misunderstanding leads to poor governance and misguided policy decisions. He frequently uses metaphors to illustrate his points, particularly medical or biological analogies. For example, he compares the economy to the human body, suggesting that it consists of interconnected organs and processes that no single expert fully comprehends. This analogy reinforces his broader argument about systemic complexity. Just as doctors specialize in different parts of the body, economists and policymakers understand only fragments of the financial system. Bannon's reactions to these explanations vary. At times he appears intrigued, while at other moments he redirects the conversation toward practical implications, such as responsibility during financial crises or the real-world consequences of systemic risk. The tension between theory and application becomes evident, revealing two different approaches to discussing finance. One abstract and conceptual, the other pragmatic and accountability-oriented. Theme 3. Complexity and artificial intelligence. Another recurring topic is complexity theory and technological advancement, particularly artificial intelligence and neural networks. Epstein references research institutions known for studying complex adaptive systems. He suggests that modern technology produces outcomes that even creators cannot fully predict or interpret. This idea is used as an extension of his economic arguments. Just as AI systems can behave unpredictably, so too can global financial markets. The discussion of artificial intelligence serves two functions. First, it positions Epstein as intellectually engaged with advanced scientific ideas, reinforcing his self-image as a thinker rather than merely a financier. Second, it supports his broader narrative that systems, whether economic or technological, are inherently opaque and resistant to full human control. This perspective subtly shifts responsibility away from individuals and toward abstract systemic forces. Theme 4. The financial crisis. The 2008 financial crisis emerges as a dramatic point in the conversation. Epstein recounts being incarcerated during the collapse of major financial institutions. He describes the irony of experiencing a global economic meltdown while physically confined and largely disconnected from external information. This anecdote is presented almost philosophically, as if it symbolizes the unpredictability of life and markets. Bannon uses this moment to question the contrast between Epstein's claimed financial acumen and his personal circumstances at the time. The exchange highlights themes of irony, reputation, and the limits of expertise. It also touches on broader issues such as moral hazard, derivatives trading, and systemic fragility. Rather than delivering a clear economic analysis, the segment blends personal narrative with reflections on structural weakness in global finance, personality, and self-presentation. Throughout the video, Epstein's manner of speaking is controlled and measured. He often portrays himself as emotionally detached, emphasizing rational thought over sentiment. This self-presentation aligns with his frequent references to systems, data, and intellectual frameworks. He appears intent on crafting an image of analytical superiority and emotional resilience. Bannon attempts to disrupt this image by asking questions that invite personal reflection or acknowledgement of vulnerability. He probes for signs of regret, moral positioning, or emotional response. Epstein typically redirects these inquiries back to abstract discussions, thereby maintaining distance from overt self-criticism. This interaction creates a subtle psychological contest. One participant pushes toward introspection, while the other deflects toward theory. A rhetorical technique. Several rhetorical techniques are evident in the conversation. Analogy and metaphor. Epstein consistently employs metaphors, especially biological ones, to explain complex ideas. This technique makes abstract concepts more accessible, but also allows him to avoid direct accountability by shifting focus to systems rather than individuals. Redirection. When confronted with uncomfortable or personal questions, he often redirects toward technical or philosophical topics. This strategy maintains control over the narrative and prevents the conversation from becoming overtly confessional. Persistence. Bannon uses repetition and reframing to push for clearer answers. By asking similar questions in slightly different ways, he attempts to break through abstraction and reach personal or concrete responses. Intellectual framing. Both participants frequently frame arguments in intellectual or academic language, which gives the discussion an air of seriousness, even when topics become speculative or subjective. Tone and atmosphere. The tone of the video is neither entirely hostile nor entirely friendly. Instead, it occupies a middle ground characterized by cautious engagement. There is mutual respect in the sense that both participants allow each other extended speaking time, yet there is also an undercurrent of skepticism. The absence of a live audience reduces performative theatrics, but the awareness of eventual public viewing keeps the conversation guarded. The pacing is slow and deliberate. Long pauses, extended explanations, and layered analogies create a reflective atmosphere rather than a rapid exchange. This pacing invites viewers to focus on nuance and subtext rather than quick soundbites. Viewer interpretation and critical thinking. For viewers, the video functions as both a source of information and a study in rhetoric and self-presentation. It contains factual references, personal opinions, and speculative reasoning interwoven in a way that requires critical evaluation. Because the conversation is not moderated by a neutral journalist or fact-checking framework, audiences must distinguish between verifiable claims and subjective interpretation on their own. The length and depth of the dialogue also encourage viewers to observe nonverbal cues, conversational strategies, and shifts in tone. These elements reveal as much about the participants' intentions as the spoken content itself. The interview becomes less about extracting definitive truths and more about understanding how influential figures construct narratives about themselves and the systems they inhabit. Overall assessment. The DJ Vlad upload of the Jeffrey Epstein and Steve Bannon conversation operates as a hybrid of intellectual debate, personal narrative, and reputational management. It is not a traditional investigative piece, nor is it purely casual dialogue. Instead, it occupies a space between documentary record and philosophical discussion. The primary value of the video lies in its exposure of conversational dynamics, rhetorical strategies, and thematic intersections between finance, power, and personal identity. Rather than delivering clear conclusions, the interview leaves many issues open-ended. Questions about responsibility, influence, and systemic complexity remain unresolved. My next news is, according to the Breaking Point's YouTube channel, the Epstein files show that many well-known billionaires, technology leaders, and political figures had more extensive communication or social contact with Jeffrey Epstein than some of their earlier public statements suggested. The hosts emphasized that the documents being discussed are not a single secret report but a collection of emails, scheduling notes, flight logs, address books, and legal filings that together create a picture of how Epstein interacted with influential circles over many years. Their main argument is not that every person named committed crimes, but that the level of association, frequency of contact, and tone of private communication sometimes appear inconsistent with later public distancing. According to their discussion, The files show numerous email exchanges that include invitations to events, travel coordination, introductions to other powerful individuals, and casual greetings. The hosts focus heavily on the wording of these emails, suggesting that friendly or informal language can indicate a closer relationship than what was publicly acknowledged. They argue that even when messages are brief or logistical, the repetition of contact across months or years can imply an ongoing familiarity rather than a one-time interaction. However, they also acknowledge that an email alone does not prove wrongdoing. Instead, they present it as evidence of connection and proximity. The Breaking Points segment further states that the files show flight records and travel references that place certain public figures on planes or in destinations associated with Epstein's social network. The hosts stress that travel logs do not automatically demonstrate illegal activity, yet they view them as important because they establish timelines and physical presence. In their interpretation, repeated travel or multiple shared locations raise questions about the depth of the relationship. They emphasize that context is essential, but they frame these records as part of a broader pattern rather than isolated incidents. Another point raised is that the files show address books and contact directories containing the names and phone numbers of hundreds of influential people across politics, finance, academia, and entertainment. Breaking Points presents these lists as evidence that Epstein maintained a very wide network of elite contacts. At the same time, they note that the mere existence of a name in a contact book does not equal friendship or collaboration. Still, the hosts argue that such directories demonstrate how deeply embedded Epstein was in high-status social environments, contradicting the idea that he was a marginal or isolated figure. The channel also reports that the files show self-written notes and internal emails created by Epstein himself. These documents sometimes contain personal claims, disputes, or recollections of interactions. Breaking Points treats these with caution, reminding viewers that a person writing about themselves or others is not the same as independent verification. Nevertheless, they highlight these notes as revealing Epstein's mindset and strategy, suggesting he may have been very aware of the reputational power of documentation and record-keeping. The hosts interpret this as part of a broader theme of leverage, influence, and image control. According to their commentary, the files show differences between public denial and private familiarity. This is presented as the central narrative thread. The hosts repeatedly compare televised interviews or public statements with the tone and timing of private correspondence. Their argument is that inconsistencies do not automatically imply criminal behavior, but they do raise ethical and reputational questions. They frame the issue less as a legal verdict and more as a matter of credibility and transparency. Breaking Points also says the files show how elite social networks overlap across industries. Technology entrepreneurs, financiers, philanthropists, academics, and political advisors appear in overlapping circles within the documents. The hosts interpret this as evidence that influence often flows through informal social channels rather than purely professional ones. They argue that these overlaps help explain how Epstein retained access to powerful environments despite controversy surrounding him. In their view, the documents illustrate how reputation, wealth, and neutral introductions can maintain social doors that might otherwise close. Another recurring statement from the channel is that the files show the limits of media narratives. The hosts criticize mainstream coverage for, in their opinion, underreporting or selectively emphasizing certain associations. They suggest that independent media discussions emerged partly because the raw documents allowed viewers to examine primary material themselves. In this framing, the files become symbols of transparency as well as controversy. The presenters encourage audiences to read original sources where possible rather than relying solely on summaries. They also emphasize that the files show a distinction between association and guilt. While the tone of the segment is skeptical and sometimes sarcastic, the hosts do clarify that communication or travel does not equal participation in crimes. This disclaimer appears several times, though it is often followed by rhetorical questions or expressions of disbelief about inconsistencies. The result is a style that mixes caution with suspicion, leaving viewers to form their own conclusions, while still guiding them emotionally toward doubt about elite accountability. According to Breaking Points, the files show patterns rather than single revelations. No one document is presented as definitive proof of a grand conspiracy. Instead, the significance lies in accumulation. multiple emails, multiple invitations, multiple meetings, and repeated social intersections. The hosts argue that patterns create narratives, and narratives influence public trust. Their focus is therefore not solely on legal liability but on the broader cultural perception of power, privilege, and responsibility. Finally, the channel maintains that the files show how documentation can reshape public memory. Once private communications become public, past statements are re-examined under a new lens. Breaking Points portrays this as a reminder that transparency can alter reputations even when it does not lead to legal consequences. In their overall interpretation, the Epstein files function less as a final judgment and more as a catalyst for ongoing scrutiny, debate, and re-evaluation of how influential individuals manage their public and private personas. My next news is based on a news article published by Novelando and covers a public dispute between former United States President Donald Trump and comedian and television host Trevor Noah following comments made during the Grammy Awards ceremony. According to Novelando, the controversy began when Trevor Noah, who was hosting the Grammy Awards, made a satirical joke while presenting the Song of the Year category. In his monologue, Noah referenced Donald Trump's well-known interest in acquiring Greenland and linked it humorously to the case of Jeffrey Epstein. He joked that Trump might need a new island to spend time on since Epstein's island no longer exists, also mentioning former President Bill Clinton as part of the punchline. The remark was intended as comedy, but it touched on a sensitive and widely discussed subject. Jeffrey Epstein, a financier who had been convicted and imprisoned for crimes involving the abuse of minors, died in prison in August 2019. Because of the seriousness of his crimes and the many public figures who were at some point socially or professionally connected to him, any reference to Epstein continues to attract strong reactions in political and media discussions. The Novelando article reports that Donald Trump responded forcefully through a post on his social media platform, Truth Social. In his message, Trump denied ever visiting Epstein's private island or being anywhere near it. He stated that, until Noah's comment, he had never been accused by major news outlets of having gone there. Trump described the joke as false and defamatory and used harsh language toward the presenter, calling him poor and talentless. He also threatened to send his lawyers to pursue legal action for defamation and financial damages. The article emphasizes that Trump has not been charged with any crime related to Jeffrey Epstein. The issue at hand is not a legal accusation, but rather a dispute over a public joke made during a live broadcast. Novelando presents the situation as an example of how satire directed at political leaders can quickly escalate into controversy, especially when it involves real criminal cases or sensitive historical events. Another key point highlighted is the role of entertainment platforms such as award ceremonies. Hosts often include political humor in their speeches, knowing that their remarks will reach a global audience. However, when those jokes involve serious allegations or controversial figures, the reaction can be intense and immediate. Social media further amplifies these moments, turning brief comedic lines into widespread news stories within hours. Overall, the Novelando report frames the incident as a clash between comedy and political reputation. It illustrates how humor, public perception, and social media responses can intersect to create major headlines. The exchange between Trevor Noah and Donald Trump shows how a single joke delivered on stage can lead to public denials, legal threats, and international discussion, even when no formal legal accusation exists. My next news is in the next video. I am Jurmain Djalis and will now continue with a review of Tariq Nasheed's response to Deante Kyle rebuking him and his so-called hate group called FBA Gang.
Yeah, man. Yesterday I made a video about where Tariq was showing Tariq Nasheed limping, and I found it also on X that he's limping, man. So when he's really 3/5 of a man, literally, he's hurting. That's why he's coming out here cussing out people. You understand, Negro? Yeah. And I've seen this guy Deante Kyle, and I've made a video on about the part where he was also cutting Tariq Nasheed, and Tariq Nasheed came out to respond and to it in a lot of pain, man. Like Tariq Nasheed, many people already came out that they are not FBA. FBA is just like the BD gang or the GD gang or the Bloods and the Crips. made up stuff, nigga. It's not real. Yeah? We know Africans from America. If you ain't that, sorry for you, man. Feel sorry for your mom. Yeah, let's check here what Tariq Nasheed was saying about this Deante Kyle. Yeah, because this Deante Kyle was cutting him deep. I've shown you that already in the other video. Let's check the response of this bug broken Tariq Nasheed, who is limping.
Yo,
Here he is
I
limping.
just got back into the United States from Senegal.
Here is Tariq Nasheed limping. The God of my people works swiftly, Negro. Check this Negro here. Check him.
Tell me it was a damn blizzard.
Check him. That
Y'all
is
didn't tell me
Tariq
it was a
Nasheed
damn
work,
blizzard.
Negro.
How come y'all didn't tell me it was a damn blizzard? How
That
come
is
y'all didn't
Tariq
tell me it was a
Nasheed
damn
work.
blizzard?
And the same Tariq Nasheed is saying he's gonna get Ebro and all those guys because of this and that and blah blah. Yeah, you will limp, nigga. You are now an hitchhiker, hinkling, negro. Tariq Nasheed is in a lot of pain with these kidney stones, nigga. Try to lift those stones. I know those kidney stones must be very heavy on your stomach. Just say it. Real talk. Let's check Tariq Nasheed crying about Deante Kyle destroying him.
My
His bone
son,
brokenness,
tell
man.
the truth, my injure. Gary
Yeah.
Chambers, Ebro, I'm going to get on them in a minute. Oh, I'm going to get on Ebro and all them in a minute.
How would you get to them, Tariq Nasheed? By limping? Like this?
Yo,
Is this how you will get
just got
to...
back into the United States.
This is how Tariq... This is the speed. Hey, and just imagine I show speed and this is the speed of Tariq Nasheed. Thinking he can catch up to I show speed. Yeah, real talk. This is ridiculous. Now I understand why you was here 7 years trying to attack people in pain. You are in pain, boy. You're not a complete man. Let's see it how you walk. And this is how you say you're gonna get an... and this is how this Negro is gonna get an Ebro. Check how he walks. Check. This is how Tariq Nasheed walks. Check it. You see that? You see that? And this Negro is saying he's gonna get Ebro. Yeah. You're beyond stupid, yeah. Your stupidity knows no bounds, boy. Let's hear it. How this Negro is gonna get Deante Kyle and Ebro and my son. Because I told you this guy and Ebro, he's mixed. Maybe even mixed with Caribbean. I don't know what kind of mix he is. But he's been in hip hop on Hot 97. I don't know for how long. And even hip hop was created by DJ Kool Herc. So these people are living in denial. I created in America. Nigga, you was a slave. If you didn't do it, you would go to your grave. Yeah, if I contract somebody to build a home for me, does it mean that they own the home or did I contract them to build it for me? Build it on my behalf. It's not yours, nigga. These niggas are feel good talk. Yeah, like these niggas could eat air of a sweet meal. These niggas could smell a meal and eat the air like they are really eating the food. That's this Negro living in an illusion.
Oh,
Let's hear it.
get
Let's
on
hear
them.
how this bug broken Negro who walks like this. This is how Tariq Nasheed walks. He thinks and he's gonna. Yeah. This nigga is sad, man. Tariq Nasheed is an old man pain. Check how he needs to move, nigga. And this nigga is saying he's gonna get Ebro on what speed? This speed? And you're trying to compete with iShow speed? Yeah, you are a born loser, boy. Now he's trying to say he's not the leader of FBA, nigga. You are trademarking FBA. I've shown the paper. Yeah, how could you trademark a lineage? You stupid. Yeah. Let's hear this bug brokenness, man.
Oh, yes, I am. My son, tell the truth, my injure. Gary Chambers, Ebro, I'm going to get on them in a minute. Oh, I'm going to get on Ebro and all them in a minute.
Yeah, it's a very long minute walking like this. It's a very long minute walking with these legs, broken legs, Negro. Brokeback Mountain. This nigga, they busted Tariq so much that he can't even walk, man. He's busted foundationally open that he can't even walk. Hey, Tariq Nasheed, you've been busted open foundationally. You can't even walk, man. Your leg is as crooked as the mouth of Philip Scott. Tariq Nasheed, your leg is as crooked as the mouth of your partner and Buck Broken and Philip Scott, man. Let's check this Negro walk. And this Negro is saying he's gonna get people on this speed. Tariq Nasheed, this nigga. Yeah, that's why you try to be a comedian, man. Yeah, real talk. This nigga is a bug broken fool with his foundational bug broken but hurt Americans over there, man. So-called FBA. Nobody recognizes your FBA, nigga. Everybody, only people we know in America is African from America. We don't know FBA, yeah?
My son, tell the truth, my ninja. Gary Chambers, Ebro, I'm going to get on them in a minute. Oh, I'm going to get on Ebro and all them in a minute. Oh, I'm going to get on them. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am.
We know, nigga, after you're done smacking your mouth. Yeah, real talk.
I sure am going to get on Ebro and them in a minute. Oh, yes, I am. Well, let me go to some. I ain't gonna play too many because I don't want to, they circle around and say, "Oh, I use their stuff or whatever." So yeah, Ebro was in a lot of the comments. "Oh, you talking that talk?" And there was a rapper Simba, and Simba's, I think he's Caribbean or something. Simba, and I like Simba. He can rhyme, but Simba's not FBA. So
see how fast he is the Caribbean. Caribbean is America. Didn't you see an Pirates of the Caribbean, or was it Pirates of the United States? Did Columbus go to the United States to discover America or Haiti in the Caribbean Hispaniola? Yeah, re-educate yourself when you claim to be educated. Just say real talk. You don't even know your own law of the United States. You think you're gonna come out here to ridicule people. They are proud of their own stupidity. Let's hear this bug broken fool, man. Real talk, man.
The non-FBA cats are hopping in the mix.
Yeah, because it was a so-called non-FBA and DJ Cool Herc who created your hip-hop. Maybe you don't know, you're too slow. Yeah? With an IQ between 10 and 20. Probably. Allegedly.
Hold on.
Niggas ain't involved in nothing outside. They ain't doing shit outside. They on the internet looking for niggas that look just like them to degrade and call tethers all day. I don't see these niggas doing no work against none of these fucking Nazis, none of these fucking Klansmen, nothing. All I see is them niggas calling out other black people all day. That's
because the word tether comes from the so-called Nazis and the KKK. They gave it to them. The Tea Party was saying the immigrants are tethers, and they took it from there because they are sponsored by the bot viewers of MAGA and their team. Alright? Just saying, that's the real talk. That's why I showed you the video and the cartoon where he was saying there is a big bag for that to come out here and attack the Caribbean and immigrants on behalf of Ann Coulter and Tucker Carlson and those and Nick Fuentes kind of MAGA Trump puppets. Yeah, that's the real talk. Let's hear it, man.
as fuck.
Okay. Ain't that what you doing? Ain't that what you're...
No, nigga, that ain't what he's doing. He's saying they are African American and you creating your FBA. They don't agree with your FBA. It's just like the GD gang or the BD gang. That's exactly what you're doing. Trying to force yourself upon other races of people who don't want to acknowledge your FBA bug brokenness. Are you stupid? People out there know African from America. They don't know no FBA. That's what they saying. They are real with it. They don't want to live on a made up name. We are the GD gang, man. We are the FBA, man. We are the FBI. That's more than probable for the name you was looking for, nigga. That's the real talk. He ain't dividing. He's not. What is he dividing? You have delineated. That's how stupid these people are. If you have delineated, it means you are not our blood. These people are stupid. We have delineated. That's why they're saying, how long will you delineate? Because if you have delineated, it means we are not the same race. We are not the same people. What don't you understand? Just move away, nigga. That's what they say. The Africans from America, they will live their life, they say, because they reject your FBA. That's what he's saying. They reject your FBA because FBA took money from MAGA team and they are the KKK out here. FBA means KKK. That is what FBA means out here. Yeah. If you're not an African American, you come in, I'm FBA, they will say, hey, this is one of those racist black Americans who is supporting Trump with kicking out immigrants, man. That's how we know FBA and out here a gang. Violent gang. Just like the BD gang and the GD gang, Bloods and the Crips and the rolling 60s, rolling 40s. Yeah, that's where you're being categorized in. You stupid one. That's it. They trying to make us a group and a gang. Yeah, when the RICO Act comes, they will come to you. If any of you so-called FBI goes out there and hurts an immigrant, the FBI know where to find you, FBA. Yeah, you are already close by. So when yeah, just say real talk.
How is that divisive? And that's just what you're doing.
See, he's trying to think about what to say. That's what you're doing. No, nigga. This is like somebody, like I said, a woman say they are leaving, and then you say, okay, go away. Oh, so you are pushing me away. No, you said you are leaving. So how am I pushing you away? How am I dividing us when you said you are leaving and you left? You stupid one. This is how stupid these Negroes are. You dividing us. How is he dividing you if you already have delineated from them? Stupid is just like how they say Nicki Minaj is betraying us while the black Americans FBA is supporting and Trump kicking out immigrants, but Nicki Minaj is not supposed to support Trump. And she's not even your people. See, you said she's Caribbean. So how can a stranger betray you? Can the Caucasian betray you? No, because they are not your people. Can Nicki Minaj betray you? No, because you said she's not black, she is Caribbean. And black is supposedly of your people who came to be in 1863 from the plantation. They created the world. We didn't know, nigga. That's the real talk. This is how stupid he is, man. Let's see.
You ain't outside. You're too big and fat to be outside. You inside eating. Deante. So again, all of that trying to frame FBI.
You see, the first thing the only thing he can think of is a personal attack. You're too fat to be outside, man. Nigga, he said you out here attacking immigrants just like the KKK. That's what he's saying. Address that. That it was you have done. Most artists in the United States who are successful are from the Caribbean or from the continent Africa. That's the real talk.
Yeah.
That's serious.
As a group that's outside and all that stuff. Well, you got a straw man argument about a group that don't exist, and you're complaining that the non-existent group is not outside doing group stuff. Yeah, there is no.
If the group doesn't exist, why place the name FBA? Because those people you are rebranding FBA. That's why it's called rebranding, because they were called so-called Afro-American or African American. But it's not a group. Is the GD gang not a group? Nigga, you said you are with 40 million of you. It's a group to us. Real talk. And those 40 million are coming out now saying they don't support you, they reject you. You are limping literally. You are too slow literally. Not only with you walking with your broken leg, but also between your ears. Nigga, that's the real talk.
Group outside because there is no group called Foundational Black American. Foundational Black American, ladies and gentlemen, is a lineage of 43 plus million people. That is the only thing Foundational Black American.
And they said they didn't acknowledge your name because it is a made up name. It doesn't come from nature. You made it up. That's such thing as FBA. Nigga, African from America is something from nature. Those people, they have the phenotype of Africans and they are living in America. That's why they called my people over there Africans from America, because they look like the West Africans. You stupid one. Even if I was on the North Pole, they would say the same thing. African from the North Pole. You dumbo. You FBA, Foundational Black American. Is America yours? No, it's of the Caucasian and the Native American. Can you disprove their claims that the Native American was there 10,000 years ago before you ever existed there? No, you can't. Until then, shut up because you're too stupid. Let's hear it, man.
It is nothing more, nothing less. if your lineage goes to the beginning of this country, you are a foundational Black American. You don't have to walk around with a shirt that says FBA.
The beginning of America is 1776. The beginning of America is 1776. You stupid one. Even my country and Juka existed before your America. I've shown you it many times that we were even existed in 1760 in South America. America is a continent, and you're not North America. North America is Canada. Maybe you're too stupid to recognize to see that. Everything of these Americans is bug broken and delusional, going around stealing oil from Venezuela and saying those people are poor. That's how stupid you are. Maybe you think people don't have eyes and ears to see and hear what you're doing. You stupid one.
You are a foundational Black American by logic. You don't have to join a group. You don't have to join a cult. It's none of that stuff. It is an ethnic identifier. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, they know this. Let's be very clear. He's not dumb. Again,
nigga, ethnic it means you would have the same DNA, kind of. Do you people have the same DNA? No, because you was taken from different villages in Africa, unless you're saying you are not those slaves who was enslaved from Africa. So why looking for reparation for what happened to Africa? Because you are foundational American. Negro. That's how stupid you are.
These are Democrat shield talking points. Because the Democrats know they lost.
See, it's always somebody else. Yeah? If you come against him, now that he hears everybody saying, yeah, Tether is racism, now it's Democratic talking point. It was the white supremacist talking point. So this nigga, yeah, man, you are beyond stupid. That's what we now know, for sure, nigga. Real talk.
Because of delineation. This delineation is whooping everybody's ass. And they're talking about being divisive. See, it's only divisive when we want to say, hey, we are our own unique ethnic group. We are on code.
You cannot create an ethnic group. It's blood related. You stupid one. This is how stupid these Zulu people are not created. They are a bloodline, real, with a god and their own language, real language from beginning of time. Your beginning of time is slaveness from the Caucasian. That's your lineage, the colonizer. That's your blood. You stupid one. Yeah, is your blood composition the same as those of the original African? No. Negro. You stupid. Your blood is Caucasian blood mixed with whatever. We don't know. Yeah, people of an ethnic group are people with the same kind of bloodline and the same god. Do you have the same god? No. Just saying.
Each other. We got a lot of these weirdos out of our mix, and we're looking out for our best interest. See, these Democrat shills, and the Democrats send these people out here because, see, they're upset because right now in the country, as we see, we are not being abused as foundational Black Americans, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in a long time in history, other groups are...
So the black guy who was killed was not your people. With this woman, when this woman Renee Good or so, a week before that, a Negro was taken out. That's how stupid these people are, man. So they will see the truth and still deny it. Only the devil does that. But I guess you said the Caucasian is the devil, so it's in your blood because you got the colonizer blood. You are the black colonizer from the army from way back. Like your ancestors, the black hunters. Real talk, nigga.
Targeted right now. We are not. I knew that we were not going to get targeted. We are not being targeted, and they don't like that. These people, the DNC, they don't like that. We are not being targeted. We got on code and said, hey, wait a minute, no. We ain't about to jump out here on the sword for everybody. So now they got all of these federal militarized police out here, and you know they've been doing all this.
So Deante Kyle is now the police when you are the FBI. You just brought the Harkabe to court for making videos. That's how stupid this Negro is, man. And he can't think of anything to say to rebut what Deante Kyle said, man. He not speaking on that you out here cussing out immigrants and those things, nigga. Get the fuck out, you stupid. Let's hear it, man.
Training, they got to release some of this training on somebody. So it's always supposed to be us. They done all this training, so they got a release on somebody. So it's supposed to be us, but it's not us. We ain't jumping out there.
Oh yeah, and Ghana and just canceled the passport citizenship and process or whatever they did. Because you have many spies that will go to Ghana and report back to Trump. Because what he's doing here is pleading for Trump for people to vote for the Republican Party. It's their business. But you're not going to use so-called Africans and Caribbean Africans to do your foolery like you represent us making Maroon movie and 1804 like Maroons and Haitians support Trump. Nigga, you support him. Yeah, you are part of that devil. You took his money. That's why you're limping, because you are cursed. Just like I said, nigga, that's the real talk. You are in lot of pain. Yeah, daily base. Feeling the heavy kidney stones? Yeah, they must be weighing heavy on your stomach, nigga. Real talk.
Because we let people know this immigration thing is not our fight. We are not immigrants. We, ladies and gentlemen, are not immigrants, and we don't want to be compared as immigrants. We're standing on lineage.
I didn't know that African Americans were being compared with immigrants. We didn't know that, man. I thought those people who came there were Nigerian American and Ghanaian American. That's how I've heard them identify. I didn't hear any Ghanaian come out here and say, man, I'm the African American. These people are born devils. They will create lies. I've seen even one of these lying black American women said, Africans said they created R&B. Nigga, yeah. They don't know that Africans have their own music and Caribbean people have their own music. Between their ears, they think only hip-hop and soul music, R&B exist. They don't even know that there is black people, 100 million and more than they have in the United States. That's how stupid these Negroes are, man. That's the real talk.
Business, and they don't like that. Because that's making us powerful. So now we're getting on code with each other based on lineage.
These Negroes got all this power, but your people are in jail. Use that power to get your people out of jail and out of the ghetto and off EBT. Use it to give them jobs. Nigga, that's how stupid fantasize these Negroes are. They will make up a story and start pushing it to people out there to force it on people like anybody and live in foolishness like they do. They make up names just like they do with rapping. I am the little homie. I am the big homie. That's the kind of name. I am the FBA. I am the GBD. Yeah. Nigga, move along. Nobody cares what you're doing. Yeah? We exist from beginning of time. You are a synthetic creation. Move on, nigga.
There is no leader of no damn lineage. It is impossible to have a leader of a lineage.
Exactly, and you made up FBA, therefore it's a group and not a lineage. How stupid are you? Did you make up the name? Did you make up the name FBA? Yes, so it's not a lineage, it's a made up name. Those people are called Africans from America or Afro-Americans. Yeah? That's what we know out here. You FBA, whether you like it or not, they have rejected it. You made it up and you was trademarking it and they told you it was not possible. You stupid. That's how dumb you are, just like you was trying to steal the Maroon legacy and the Haitian Revolution legacy by making movie and selling it on Amazon like it's your people. When you're out here attacking those same people, that's why we know you are cursed. Just like we've seen you limping with heavy kidney stones. Nigga? That's the real talk.
People say that, they're doing it to be disrespectful and they're trying to minimize the impact of the delineation movement. Because they know it's powerful and you cannot latch on to it. But people expect us, foundational black Americans, to go out here and take all of the abuse for everybody else. That's the name of the game. They want us to go out here and take the abuse for the Somalis. Oh, they're not supposed to get harmed. Now you got white people out here getting harmed. Oh, that's definitely not supposed to happen. Where are the black people? Come on, black people.
Nigga, when you was marching, Caucasian people was marching along with you. We've seen it with George Floyd. What you talking about? Yeah? Antifa even was on the street, all those people. There is even BLM Netherlands, there is BLM England, there is BLM Africa, all those things. Yeah? When you was fighting in the 60s, I was living free for 500 years, so when it's your problem. Nigga, these people in South Africa, those are the people we've seen fighting real fight. With bare hands and stones and sticks. like Steve Biko and those people, man. That's the real talk. Alright? All these things, you are butthurt, man, move along. Nobody cares. You stupid.
Come on out here and step up. Get on out there, Don Lemon. That's why they're getting all the Democrat shills to go out there to do the sacrificial falling on the sword. And they're trying to encourage us. We're not doing that. We're not going out there. We ain't doing that. No. We're not immigrants. The immigration thing is not our battle. They're going to have to fight their own battles.
If it's not your battle, why are you actively making videos that they should be kicked out? Yeah, why are you actively making videos, Tariq Nasheed, that immigrants should be kicked out while Donald Trump is doing it? Why do you have to support it? That's what we're talking about. You're supporting him. Why should then the immigrant not support Trump like Nicki Minaj? Are you stupid? Why would Nicki Minaj support the slave when he can work with the master? That's what these Negroes don't understand. Why would the African from the continent or Caribbean African come and deal with you when they can talk one-on-one to the Caucasian, your master, who has you in slavery, even in jail as I speak? You have power, but all your people are in jail. Can you put the Caucasian in jail? No, the Caucasian can come and put you in jail and slavery anytime he wants to. That's how dumb and stupid you are. Marching is power. Yeah, I know, real talk. Let's say these niggas are fools, man.
And they're trying to shame us. See, this was a shaming tactic. Y'all ain't outside, okay? This big old chubby punk looking like a human cheeseburger is trying to, I guess, convince us to get out here and fight everybody else's struggle. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And let me tell you something. There's a play from the Democrats. They want to make us comparable to immigrants. The name of the game is to disrespect us and make us comparable to immigrants. Did y'all see the Grammys tonight?
How would you be comparable to immigrants? Didn't you steal the name African American from my people in 1980 like it was you? Didn't you steal the name African from America? You stupid one, like you stole the 1804 legacy making videos about Maroons like you one of us. You dumbo. These people are the devil, man. And these people were complaining about Caucasian hurting them and lying on them. They was barbecuing, and then only the barbecue, this Caucasian was calling the police, already seeing them just barbecue. It's the same thing they doing. They are drenched in jealousy, man, and sickness. Jamaicans taking the women. These continental Africans, they are on the university. Get the fuck on. You can't compete. You're not a man. That's what we know. Just like your daddy America over there. Anybody they think is surpassing them, they will attack those people. That's the real talk. Let's hear it, man.
Grammys had a few people get on that stage and start talking that immigrant stuff. I told you, every time these folks win awards, they start delineating and all this stuff. So they had a couple of people get on stage talking about immigrants this, immigrants that. Let me play a couple of clips. I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to get no...
Nigga, they created it. And let me check if I can find one of these things here, man. They created many of these music stuff, man. Let me check if I can find one real quick. Because I was gonna even do a series on that. Like how many of these North American so-called entertainers are from Caribbean and from Africa and all those stuff. Let me check if I can find one real quick, man. Let me see, because I had a few, man. Let me check it. Because this Negro, they are living in illusion. That's why I was saying, don't let them wear the dashiki. Yeah, a year from now, these Negroes will say they came with the dashiki. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Here, let me show you this. Yeah, that is how stupid this Negro is. You see here? They are Jamaican. You see here? Super rich rappers you didn't know were Jamaican. You see? Go there to Caribscope Daily and check it out. This is why they are jealous, man. That's why they hate me. Even DMX is Caribbean. and El Chapa, and Ali Chapa. You see over there, not Fat Joe, what is his name again? And Chuck D. See, even Chuck D and Pop Smoke and J. Cole. And that other one over there, what is his name? And Drake. You see, that's why these niggas, they are drenched in jealousy, man. They can't have it. Just like he went to Senegal because I Show Speed is there. 2 FBAs. No, I Show Speed is Ghanaian and Jamaican. America is a continent. His Jamaicans are from South America, just like you have South Africa. That's how you have South America. It's a continent, nigga. That's the real talk. That's why it's called the Americas. You are the United States of the Americas. That's you. The United States of. Because the Americas is not you. You stupid one. All these people you see there are just a few. Let's hear this Negro.
Strike, but
How
I
he's
played the
lying.
audio.
Stupidity.
This one, the name of the game is to disrespect us and make us comparable to immigrants. Did y'all see the Grammys tonight? The Grammys had a few people get on that stage and start talking that immigrant stuff. I told you, every time these folks win awards, they start delineating and all this stuff. So they had a couple of people get on stage talking about immigrants this, immigrants that. Let me play a couple of clips. I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to get no kind of strike, but I played the audio. This one lady, what is her name? I don't know this woman's name. Olivia Dean. I've never heard of her, but she won the Best New Artist Grammy. Hold on. This is her. She got some kind of English accent or whatever. So she's up here talking about some damn immigrant, whatever. Here we go. All right.
You hear that English accent, but don't you speak English from England because they had you in slavery? Don't you speak English, you stupid? Yeah. Didn't the English people speak English before you started speaking it, Tariq stupid Nasheed? Bug-broken, limping Negro. Foundationally busted open. That's why you have to limp, boy. That's really
Let me speed it up a little bit.
foolishness.
So let me see. Playback speed. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Let me get it. Let me see if it works.
Thank you. I never really imagined that I would be up here, let alone nominated, so thank you so much. I just want to say that an artist is really nothing without their team. Emily, my best friend, my manager, we've been doing this for 10 years.
Okay, let me slow it down. I got it too fast. I'm trying to speed it up a little bit. So let me slow it down just a taste. All right.
So this is for you two and my family, and I guess I want to say I'm up here as a granddaughter of an immigrant. I wouldn't be here.
Okay. I'm up here as the granddaughter of an immigrant. Well, they get up there. The minute they win awards, they let you know they're not. We're not those guys. Always. I told you they've been doing this shit for.
What? Is she lying? What is she supposed to do? Lie that she's a so-called bug-broken American, and then you come out making videos. They are cosplaying us, man. They wanna be like us, man. So these people are the devil. They are the Caucasian they were talking about, making up lies every day, nigga. This nigga is waking up to come and attack Africans and Caribbeans, sick of jealousy in his 2 cells that he has between his ears, man. This nigga is sick. So she's not supposed to say she's immigrant. Is she supposed to lie that she's an so-called from United States, and make up a lie like your ancestors are liars like you? You stupid. These people are sick of jealousy, man, because he's trying to get famous. I don't know for how long. It doesn't work out. He sees all these Caribbean and people coming out, breaking through, and he's hurting, man. Literally, foundationally busted open, man. Let's hear this fool.
Yeah, I'm a product of bravery, and I think those people deserve to be celebrated.
Bravery? 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 Okay. What's brave about fleeing?
If it wasn't brave about fleeing, that's why you stayed on the plantation for 400 years, so it was a choice. Because fleeing was not an option for you. Why were you making maroon movie that people were fleeing? Trying to identify like an so-called runaway maroon story. But now these people are fleeing. We know you didn't flee, Negro. That's why the Caucasian had you on the plantation for 400 years, busting you open. Why didn't you understand about all those videos I was saying it? See that? You got no emotion, boy, when you were saying, they are so emotional. Yeah, they are moving away from devilness. You stayed behind and took it. Literally, you stayed behind with your behind. And got pumped full with the seed. That's why you out here saying you're 20% Caucasian. Yeah, we can clearly see it. This is Tariq Nasheed. This guy is 20% Caucasian. Yeah.
So brave about that.
Yeah, nigga.
That ain't really too
Stupid.
brave. Brave is standing on damn business. Brave is sticking it out and building up your homeland in spite of.
So when are you gonna stick it out and build America? Because right now you're begging for an reparation for what happened to enslaved African while you are black Americans, you say. I didn't know that black people had your blood composition, Tariq Nasheed. Because you said you're 20% Caucasian. I didn't know that then black people had then 20% Caucasian blood. You're the first one saying it, and then saying Kamala Harris is not black because she's got Caucasian blood and Hindu blood. Obama is not black because he's got an African blood and Caucasian blood. How do you want money for what happened to African? Because Obama is more African than you are. That's how dumb these Negroes are, man. Go to your father, the colonizer, yeah? You have 20% of his blood, you said, and you said it, nobody else. Let's hear it, man.
Adversity. That's bravery. Bravery? You bounce? That's bravery? Yeah, these are talking points that sounds like the people on top then sent down. Oh, it gets worse. Oh, yeah, that sounds like a script right there. Now, Nigerian artist Shabuzi, who's a country artist.
And these people did not stay behind because you and Donald Trump are there stealing their oil and gold. Kidnapping presidents in the middle of the night, stealing Greenland. Maybe you're too stupid to read anything that's happening out there. These Negroes are helping Donald Trump like their ancestors were helping the Caucasian planters on the plantation to come into the jungle in America and kill and so-called Africans and Native Americans that didn't want to be on the plantation. These Negroes are house Negroes, man. These are house Negroes. That's why they have no language. Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah.
did y'all hear his award? Oh, he went for the jugular. Listen to Shabuzi. Shabuzi is a Nigerian American who does country music. I think Beyonce kind of put him on a little bit. I think she.
You see that? You say, why didn't you say African American? Because you said you didn't want no confusion. You identified Shabuzi as Nigerian American. Just like I said, they all identify when they come over there. Ghanaian American. All those names, South African American. That's how they identify out here. We hearing. You came out, no, we have to be FBA because there is a confusion between African American and those Africans from the continent and the Caribbean. So you see how this Dumbo is stupid? This nigga is beyond stupid, man. He said there was a confusion with the name African American, but he identified the African that comes from the continent as Nigerian and American. Let's hear it again, how stupid they are.
Listen to Shabuzi.
Yeah.
Shabuzi is a Nigerian American who does country music. I think Beyonce kind of put him. He went for the jugular. Listen to Shabuzi. Shabuzi is a Nigerian American. 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 Shabuzi. Shabuzi is a Nigerian American. Shabuzi. Shabuzi is a Nigerian American who does country music.
Why didn't you say African American? Because there was confusion with the name African American. That's why you said you should rename yourself to FBA and you try to trademark it. Just like the enslaver and used to brand mark and your people, man. They used to brand it them. They used to give them a label, just like they do with the cows. Chattel slavery. Yeah, keeping cows is called chattel and farming. That's this fool.
I think Beyonce kind of put him on a little bit. I think she gave him some shine.
Yeah, but Beyonce is Caribbean. You stupid one. That's why I'm showing you this. You have nothing. Hip hop was created by DJ Kool Herc. He's Caribbean. And slang existed before your rapping. Yeah, toasting on Jamaica. I know that. Before there was hip hop, there was toasting, the slanging on Jamaica. Street slang, like yeah. Go look it up, toasting Jamaica. You will find videos of the 40s, 50s, I think even, man. Real like today is not a knockoff. No, real like they was rapping back then. That's the same way they rapping today, still on Jamaica. And they call it toasting. Nigga. Stupid. You have nothing on your artists, even DMX, Pop Smoke, J. Cole, Drake, and Nelly Choppa. Chuck D. You see that? This nigga is stupid, man.
So
Let's hear this fool.
Shabuzi, who does country music, which was a genre created by foundational Black Americans, Shabuzi got his award and said this, ladies and gentlemen.
As a part of this, Harvey Mason, thank you so much. I have the greatest team in the world. Thank you so much. And again, the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally.
Immigrants built this country? Literally? Literally, no. Literally, no.
Nigga, because he's saying the Caucasian is an immigrant. The country is of the European is an immigrant. That's why they saying that you are an immigrant. Because if you are the slave of the immigrant, you are an immigrant. Unless you can prove that it is your land. That's what they say. Where is your proof that it's not of the Asian and Native American, but it's yours? Where is your proof that you was in America, so-called, before 10,000 years ago? When the so-called Native American would have walked from Siberia to come there, if we have to believe the narrative of the Caucasian. That's why they say you are an immigrant, because the Caucasian is an immigrant. Donald Trump is an immigrant, and Melania Trump is an immigrant. Didn't you know that? Aren't those your bosses? Aren't those the owner of your America? Oppressing the so-called Native American from getting their own land back? You stupid one. These people are stupid. They can't handle the truth. They are beyond being babies, man. That's why they delineating now for 7 years, coming out, I'm delineating, man. Okay, go away. Next morning, I'm delineating, man. Didn't you delineate yet? Do you know what delineating means? It means you are not our blood. So don't come and speak on our stuff, man. Speak on your foundationally bug-broken American stuff. Yeah, all these things, all these rappers here, Caribbean and Africans, are allowed to speak about them. Yeah, because they are Africans from the Caribbean and Africans from the continent. Your artist over there living in America. But you're too stupid to know these things, yeah? Real talk. Let's hear a bit of it and then I'm gonna leave it at that, man. You hear how stupid these people are. Because of this, they are, you see all the jealousy. They taking all the women. They become big artists, man. They are the university, man. But what are you doing? You gang banging. And the last thing, your solution is to start a new gang called FBA. You had the GD gang, the BD gang, the Bloods and the Crips, rolling 60s, rolling 40s, and now you're bringing in and the FBA, the FBI, I should say. Foundationally broken but hurt Americans. Real talk. Let's hear it, man.
So this is for them, for all children of immigrants. This is also for those who came to this country in search of better opportunity, to be a part of a nation that promised freedom for all and equal opportunity to everyone willing to work for it. Thank you for bringing your culture, your music, your stories, and your traditions here. You give America color. I love y'all so much.
Yeah. Family, they
Yeah, but what he's saying is what I was saying in those videos already. That he means that America is colored people. Yeah, they are Creole. Creole, it means you are mixed. That's why I keep asking you, is a black man somebody with Caucasian blood? That's only in America that is possible. Outside America, it's not like that. If you have Caucasian blood, you are mixed, you are colored. In South Africa, they are called colored. Here in the Dutch and here in Europe, they call it colored, kleurlingen. That's what they saying when they say immigrant built this place. Otherwise, it would be the Native American, but you destroyed all their stuff. If it's their land, if you have to believe the narrative, unless you bring proof that you were there before the Native American, like I said, nigga. That's the real talk. They are mixed people. United States is mixed. That's why they say immigrants, cause Donald Trump is an immigrant. Mark Rubio, immigrant. All you Negroes over there are immigrant, man. You stupid. That's what they saying. Obama is mixed. That's why I was saying Obama is a so-called real American. Because in America, it's all about being mixed. In Suriname, if you are not mixed, you are not allowed to come on television. If you are a pure blood. Yeah, they want mixed people just like in Brazil. That's for because they whatever they are doing. That's why once in a while they will send people from from Portugal and Spain to Brazil to mix with the Africans over there and the Native Americans to create mulattoes and mestizos. Nigga, that's your America. That's why these people speak like that. That's why I'm saying, how are you African? That's why when you go to the continent, they call you Musungu, Caucasian, or Oyibo in Nigeria, or Abroni in Ghana. Because they see you as a mixed people, like, yo, we don't know what origin you are, or if you are mixed with this or that. Because you mix with the Caucasian, that's your America, you stupid one. What you want is to say, no, we delineating from all that. But those people who are delineating with you are mixed with those so-called immigrants. That's what they saying. Those people you want to take away from all this, you will have nobody, because all these people you think are black Americans and whom you want to designate to be FBA, they are Caribbeans, most of them even. Even Sidney Poitier and all those people are Caribbean people. Don't you see? That's why this Crockett woman was saying that they were raised separately from African American, the Louisiana Creole. That's why they have their own patois, speaking French patois like Haiti. Negro, who you think you're gonna come and fool out here? They still have even if it's a little bit of their own culture of their ancestors. You don't, because you are mixed up more with the Caucasian for a long time. Being in the kitchen, you are a house Negro. Yeah, accept your position. You are a chitlin Negro. Mesa who that nigga on that neck? That's you, Tariq Nasheed. Real talk.
Told them to get up there and say all this stuff. Immigrants built this country? And then some of the people in the comments were like, they're like, yeah, he telling the truth. All right, when? When did these immigrants build the damn country? Well, the Asians built the railroad. They with that same old shit that we done debunked a million times over. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why delineation is important. We're not going to let the cheeseburglar, Deante Kyle, sit up here and tell us we're divisive when people get their asses up here and try to erase us from history. That's done when they get up there talking about that immigrants built America. That's deliberately trying to crap on us and to erase us like we don't damn exist. Our people and we are not no damn immigrants. We ain't never been no damn immigrants. Nothing.
That's why they call you African from America. Like there is African from Asia. There is African from Europe. They said you are the African from America. And when you was just speaking, you said the Nigerian American. Because you know you are a liar and a devil. Because a liar is a devil and the devil is a liar. Must play a small part left and then I'm going to leave it at that, man.
Remotely close to a damn immigrant.
Sad Negroes, man.
Let's get that straight. And we're going to continue to get straightening. Y'all not going to shame us into not checking this nonsense. We're divisive and fools gonna get on national TV lying about the culture and the lineage and who did what and just create a sense of erasure while you winning a grant.
Nigga, it's not that difficult. If it's your land, bring the proof. Bring your original language and your attire. What you're doing is stealing so-called Asiatic Native Americans attire, claiming it's yours. That is not having culture. That's somebody else's stuff. You need to bring that one of your ancestors. Nigga, that's what they saying. Do you have that? No, shut up. You was just a contractor, in this case a slave. Yeah, you are a contractor in the form of a slave. The Caucasian told you, go and build this for me. You did it, it's not yours. That's what people are saying. Well, the only thing you can say is, yeah man, black Americans built this building. That's it. You can say it, but they will tell you, and the Americans build this land. That's what Donald Trump will tell you. And he is an immigrant. Mark Rubio is an immigrant. Melania Trump is an immigrant. Maybe you didn't know that. Negro, they are the boss of America. Go and tell Donald Trump, America is not yours. As soon as you do that, they will start respecting you and say, yeah man, it's real. America is of this so-called black foundational bug broken American. Go and do it. Go and tell the Native Americans that it's your land and show them the proof that they were wrong, that you were there before 10,000 years ago before they arrived there. Go and do that. Until then, shut up. You have no brain, boy.
on a music genre
Stupid.
that we created. No damn immigrant
Yeah.
created that. You know how disrespectful that is? Let's be very, very clear. America's physical
Nigga, something can only be disrespectful if they are lying. Yeah, your master is an immigrant. Trump is an immigrant. You stupid. This foundational American. Nigga, Donald Trump is trying to steal Greenland and telling these people from Greenland that because a boat came there 500 years ago of Denmark people, it doesn't mean it's their land. That's what you're doing, going around stealing and then complaining. Like, shut up. Nobody wants to hear it about your pain. Whether you're limping or you have kidney stones, nigga, get the jack on. You are cursed. You was out here 7 years cussing out people, and I told you you are cursed, and now we've seen it on video. Real talk, nigga. You can't even walk straight. You are dying from the pain.
structure was built on enslaved labor, not no damn immigration. Before mass immigration, all of that stuff began, the core economic foundation, ladies and gentlemen, of this nation, it was already laid. Foundation.
Yeah, but their premise is that the Caucasian brought you there from Africa. That's why we're saying disprove that. Because if the Caucasian brought you there from Africa, you are an immigrant. Only an older immigrant. That's what they saying. That your slavery is comparable to immigration, not the same thing. What they mean is you came from another place to that land. If it's not true, bring the proof. You and Dane Calloway was trying to do this, I don't know for how long, and you still can't deliver the proof. The only thing you're coming out here saying is that you are 20% Caucasian. We can see it clearly, Tariq Nasheed, that you are 20% Caucasian. I know. Take a look over there. I bet you didn't know they are Jamaican. Super rich rappers you didn't know were Jamaican. Even more shocking.
Yo,
Check how you
just
walk.
got back into the United States from Senegal.
Right now, you are an Olympian. You're limping. You are a real Olympian. Let's check Tariq Nasheed limping, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Limping.
Y'all didn't tell me it was a damn blizzard.
Check how Tariq
out here in
Nasheed
New
walks,
York.
man. Check how Tariq Nasheed walks, man. Here, man. Check Tariq Nasheed. He's hurting, nigga. Check it. Check it. Check it. And this nigga was say, check there, man. He's real. His leg, he cannot even put his foot down straight. That's how much pain he would have, man. He's walking on one leg. And this Negro thinks he's gonna come here and denigrate anyone. Get the jack off, man. You are cursed. You've seen it. Alright? You've seen it. Oh, this is the Myron Gaines people dance. It is the Sudanese dance. Beja or whatever they call it. I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Oh yeah, you see, these are black people even in Asia when I say it. You see that? These are black. You see that? These are black Asian. Are they black? Are they African? African from Asia. This is what they look like. You see that? These are people in Asia living in the jungle, in the interior rainforest. Just like I was saying about my people. That's why when they came there, they used to say my people are aboriginal because they figured they were people just like these people. You see that? Because these people have been living here. This is Asia. This is the Asiatic African. Looking almost like a Papua. You see that? And they sing exactly like normal African from the continent even. The melody he's singing to me is a normal, when I say that the expression of the United States and so-called broken American is a Caucasian expression. This one is a jungle indigenous expression. This what he's doing. Anywhere on the planet he sing this, any African would recognize it, even if they don't understand the language, as something like a sacred song or yeah. something of meaning. Let's hear it and then I'm gonna leave it at that. You see, that's what I was saying. This is an why would they call this Africans from Asia? Because they got Afro. You see how simple that works? Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, Tariq Nasheed, do you and your people look like these people? No, they are Africans, but slightly different phenotype. They are not the West African phenotype, the Caucasian would say. Yeah. That's what we say, you stupid one. That's why I'm saying, even if black people were there, they probably, these people would say they look more like these people. Yeah. If it's you and it's not these people, bring the proof. Because this is the Asiatic and African, the Asiatic black man. They look more like Papua. You see, and you are, and they even darker than you are. That's why I'm saying, when you say you are a black man, what are these people if you are black? Because they could come and say we are the Africans of Asia. You see that, you stupid?
I walk back, they sing through the forest.
You see, this sounds clearly haunted African. Indigenous. You see that? That's why I'm saying indigenous people of this planet are African, just like this guy is an African. Yeah? You stupid. It's a phenotype. They will say it's a different type of African. You see? Then they will come with things like the Asiatic African. There are the African from Asia, the African from America, the African from West Africa, the African from East Africa, the African from North Africa. That's how they classify these things, if they want to go into details. Yeah, but on the surface, they will say the black people. There is black people in Asia. There is black people in the jungle there, in America, living in the forest. Because we live just like this in the forest also there. Yeah. It's stupid. These people live just like these so-called Native Americans in the jungle. That's why I'm saying you are not from the jungle. You cannot be indigenous to America. You see that? If you are indigenous, you would be living like this, like my people still living in the jungle, building houses and everything like these people living there. That's what we're saying. These people have culture. Just like they were singing just now, that is culture. And you see that they all know that song. It's not like going and buying a CD. No, they learn it when they are small. Because it probably means something to them in their culture, in whatever kind of way. But it's part of their legacy. Alright? That's what I'm saying. Your hip-hop was created by DJ Kool Herc, who happens to be an immigrant, so-called. Alright? Just like all these guys, DMX, Pop Smoke, J. Cole, Drake, and Nelly Chopper, and Chuck D. You stupid one. I will leave it at that. You seen it, man. Real talk, nigga.